Someone will show you where to go. That guy's been shadowing me all week. Hey, Sanchez, good luck with that all season.
Tim Tebow's monologue of the ESPYs got a laugh, but gentlemen, was this funny? Or was that foreshadowing? Skip.
Stephen A. It was both. It was very funny, and it was very much a sign of things to come. Because, Stephen A., that was the best and the realest moment of the entire ESPY Awards. And I will remind you that Tim Tebow has now turned into a force to be reckoned with on and off the field. And we saw it in its full glory last night, because Tim Tebow is coming for Sanchez's job. I'm on record. I say he'll have it by the 5th or 6th game of the year. And what I loved about last night was Tim Tebow, the guy you refer to as the backup quarterback, dominated the entire night. Tebow had the showcase red carpet interview that led into the ESPY Awards. Tebow got the cameo in Rob Riggle's sensational opening monologue. Tebow was the first presenter. Tebow won Best Moment. Tebow's jockey commercial rivaled and competed all night with Peyton's Buick commercial, back to back, back to back. Loved it. But the point and the message was, Tebow dominates on and off the field. He is coming for Sanchez's job, and he is coming for you, Stephen A. Smith.
Well, there's something that you missed in all of this, Skip. I have no problem with Tebow succeeding, just so long as it's not as a quarterback. And one of the things that you missed last night is that clearly he's not going to be the quarterback. He's interested in being a linebacker or something. That's a big boy, okay? And everything he's doing shows me he's pumping weights, but he ain't throwing the football. I expect him to be just as awful throwing the football as he was last year. Those pythons that everybody keeps bragging about, oh, it's got a lot of muscle. And sure, he's going to sit there and he can throw the deep ball, as you so eloquently have stated on many, many occasions, even though there's nobody on the Jets to throw the deep ball to, okay? But what it ultimately comes down to is that he's preoccupying himself with being a star, with being in the public eye, with being the center of attention, and with being a football player. I've got no problem with any of that stuff, just so long as he's not behind center as a quarterback. That's my issue with him. And from everything that I saw during the ESPYs last night, he's given me every reason to believe that even he knows he's planning on being something other than a quarterback, which is just fine with me. So go ahead on stage with Rob Riggle, have a good time at the ESPYs. And by the way, whoever made that decision for him to come out with Jessica Biel, Stephen A. has no problem with that whatsoever. The dress didn't necessarily move me, but Jessica Biel, for those of you who don't know, is off the chain. It's on another level. So with that being said,
I didn't even notice
we
it.
don't have it, and that's what's wrong with you. See, that's how we know that you're gone, that you're not there. Because for me, I was looking at Jessica Biel most of the time. I don't know about, I think most brothers were.
Yeah, I'm with
so
you
let
on
me
that
just
one,
be
Steve.
clear about
I'm with you on that one, bro.
Yeah. Okay, I hear you. Tebow has definitely put on some pounds. I'm pretty sure they're good pounds. I'm pretty sure it's muscle weight and not fat. And the point is, his new head coach asked him to do just that so that they could ground and pound and he could take the pounding that he struggled to take last year. I'm going to remind you again. What was Denver last year after Tebow took over? The number one rushing attack in pro football.
In the game. Skip, we don't disagree. That's what I'm trying to tell you. My point is, so long as he's not throwing the football, I got no problems with it. I've got no problems with it whatsoever.
Well, listen,
just don't throw the football because he can't throw.
He had at least one moment last season when he threw very well. It's our next topic. His long TD pass to Demaryius Thomas in the overtime of the Broncos playoff win over
Pittsburgh. You ain't got to go there, Jay.
Won the ESPY, Stephen A. for best moment of the year. He beat out Jeter's 3,000 hit at the end of the 2011 baseball season and Bubba Watson's Masters win. So, I'll let Skip continue
No,
Tebow starting.
let
Stephen A. hit. All right,
I
Stephen A.
weighed in
Did he deserve to win? Stephen A.
Skip Bayless is going to shock you. He absolutely deserved it. It was the best moment, without question. I mean, I was shocked. I was depressed. He beat my Pittsburgh Steelers. I was depressed for hours. I was depressed at the thought of having to come on and seeing that Joker smirk of yours on television the next day. It made me sick to my stomach. Okay, and I was shell shocked because I couldn't believe that he did that, and I couldn't believe that the Steelers were stupid enough not to have anybody back there in case he was lucky enough to complete a pass where Demaryius Thomas ended up running 60 of the last 60 yards, and Tebow getting credit for an 80-yard touchdown pass. But listen, the moment itself was huge. I can't think of a bigger moment, even with Derek Jeter's 3,000th hit, and I'm a diehard Yankee fan. I couldn't think of a bigger moment than that because I was just happy and ecstatic for Derek Jeter. I was shell-shocked by what I saw from Tebow. Got no problem with him winning that big moment.
Is it possible that you've become an even bigger Tebow fan than I have? Is it possible
Completely
he's finally rubbed off on you and won you over, and you've come completely out of your Tebow closet, right into the daylight, into the spotlight, and now you're a Tebow fan?
I will say this. Having Jessica Biel on his arm did not hurt.
Oh, so that won you over.
That did win me over a little bit, but listen, I'm no fan of his throwing. I'm a fan of his as a person. I'm a fan of his as a football player. He can't throw. Just can't throw.
Okay, so
that's all.
Here was my problem with that play winning best moment. Tebow had so many great moments last year, I didn't know which one to choose. I actually personally favored the 20-yard run that beat the Jets on that Thursday night. I thought that was even bigger, even though it wasn't a playoff game. It was still against Rex's Jets on Thursday night NFL Network football. And, hey, what about the passes he threw late against the Bears, 191 yards throwing in the fourth quarter and overtime? I could have put that up for best moment. And this is why I'm ashamed of you. You just threw it in at the end of your diatribe, and you said, oh, I'll even take it over Derek Jeter's 3,000th hit, which I chose yesterday on the show, predicted that would win this category because it should win this category. He hit a home run at Yankee Stadium during a day game to register number 3,000. Are you kidding me? You're just going to gloss over that and discount it and say, oh, yeah, I'll give Tebow's 80-yard touchdown pass. I'll give it best moment of the year. Derek Jeter went 5 for 5 in that game. I couldn't have written a Hollywood script that anybody would have accepted. They would have said it was preposterous. And you would actually, as a Yankee fan, pick Tim Tebow's 80-yard touchdown pass over Derek Jeter's 3,000th hit home run?
First of all, watch your tongue. You're talking about Derek Jeter, okay? And I'm a big fan of the Derek Jeter. But you have to understand, I expected it. He's Derek Jeter. In the case of Tim Tebow, I don't expect anything. So the fact that it's not enough that he won the game, but he did it with a pass as opposed to a run. I mean, it was like Fred Sanford on Sanford and Son calling Elizabeth or coming to join you, honey. I mean, that's how bad it was. I couldn't believe that Tim Tebow actually completed a pass of that magnitude in that situation. I couldn't believe it.
Oh, really?
I had all the faith in the world. I had all the faith in the world that Derek Jeter could do that.
Wait, you couldn't believe he completed a pass while he was throwing for 316 yards against the number one ranked defense?
I said in the moment.
Really?
I said in that moment. I said in that moment. That's what I said. In that moment. It was overtime. The game was on the line. It was a playoff game. I couldn't believe he did it.
What was the stat we used? The Steelers had given up, like 4 passes over 20 yards all season, and Tebow had 5 over 20 yards? He had 3 in the second quarter alone. You got to put those glasses on.
Defense.
You needed those glasses last year during football season. You got to watch better.
Defense.
You couldn't see. You needed the glasses. It was all about the glasses. Now you can see.
They did not play defense the way they're capable of playing defense. They stacked a lot of scrimmage.
So
they
that's
went
what it
against it. I can't believe the great Dick LeBeau elected to do it, but he did.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
He lucked up one Sunday afternoon.
Okay.
That's what he did.
And I'm here to tell you, we're going to see a lot of moments just like that one from Tim Tebow going forward. He's only just begun.
Nicely done.
We'll see.
From a quarterback who Stephen A. says can throw to one who definitely can. Drew Brees and the Saints reportedly $10 million apart on a new multi-million-dollar deal. Brees says he's not coming to camp if there's no deal.